Thank you for watching my video. So today is going to be kind of a different video for me. It's going to be kind of a day in the life with a toddler and while being pregnant with hyperemesis. So we're just going to run a couple errands, and I'm also going to share a recipe that we're really enjoying. It's something that my husband and Mackenzie and I really love. It's chicken gnocchi soup. So I am going to do a video on how I've been making that. So this video will just be kind of what our day is going to be like today, and then also that recipe. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you like this kind of video, and I will do more like it. Thank you. Hi, baby. Hi. Oh, you're gonna get your pillow? And your babies? Okay. We need to get all of them out. Where's Passy? Oh, is it on the floor? Did you put it on the floor again? Is it lost on here? There it is. You ready to get up? You all done with sleeping? All done? Okay, baby. We are about to head to Home Depot to look at colors for the baby's room for the nursery. I want to do like a cactus theme because it's gender neutral. So we're going to look at different shades of green to do the whole room in. The plan is to get a couple samples so we can paint it on the wall and see which one we like the best. So we are about to go to Home Depot, and Mackenzie is back there watching her little Tangled movie, and we're about to head there with my husband. I'm excited to start working on the nursery. I'm definitely starting to nest and want to get things done and ready for the baby just in case they come early, and I just have that urge to organize and have everything ready right now. So we are about to head to Home Depot now. These are the 3 paint samples that we picked out to possibly do the baby's room in. So we're going to paint a little section on the wall and let it dry and then see which one we like best. This one is Laurel Tree. This one's a little bit darker. It's Turtle Creek. And then this one is Gallery Green. And the theme for the baby's room is going to be cactus. I thought that was a cute idea for gender neutral. So at first glance, I liked this one the best, which is the Gallery Green. This one's a little bit dark, I feel like. And this one, when it first went on, I really didn't care for it. I almost said, like, don't even finish painting it because it looks kind of like a nasty kind of green. But now that it's all on there, it looks a lot better. So we're going to see how they look whenever they dry, because, you know, it always looks a little bit different after it's not wet anymore. And we'll see which one we like best. So tonight I'm going to be making some chicken gnocchi soup. It's kind of a copycat of the Olive Garden soup. So I'm going to make that. This is the second time I'm making it. We really enjoyed it last time. I'm going to tweak a couple things by putting a little less seasoning. But I wanted to share this recipe with you. Mackenzie is playing in the background, so if you hear background noise of her playing, that's what's going on. But I will try to walk y'all through the cooking with me tonight. First, I am going to get the veggies ready because they start cooking first. So first we're going to cut up half an onion. So it calls for 2 celery sticks. I'm only going to do about 1.5. My husband isn't a huge fan of celery, and last time there was something in it that just tasted a little different than the Olive Garden version. I don't feel like Olive Garden puts a whole lot of celery, if any, in theirs. So I'm going to put a little bit less, but it does call for 2, and I will be linking the recipe that I'm using in the description box, so that you can have the exact measurements on everything and step by step. Also just going to try to cut the celery a little bit smaller this time than I did last time. Okay, and then it calls for 1 cup of the matchstick carrots. So that's about a cup, a little bit more. So we have half a medium white onion, 2 celery stalks, and then a cup of the matchstick carrots. And I'm going to go ahead and put them in this pot. We're going to add a little bit of olive oil. This is the olive oil I used from H-E-B that I really like. Just going to add a little bit of that in, get it to heat up, and then add the veggies into that in a minute once it's warm. So while the pot is heating up, I'm going to cut up 2 cloves of garlic. It says 1 teaspoon of garlic. Last time I used about 2 cloves and I thought that was good. Now that the pot with the oil has heated up some, I'm going to add in the veggies. Not going to add the garlic in just yet. So I added in all the veggies into that oil, the olive oil, and it's just going to saute for a little bit. And get all those veggies nice and tender. Added a little bit of salt and pepper, and I'm just going to let that get tender. While that's cooking down, I'm going to come over here and cut up the chicken. So I'm going to work on cutting up the chicken. It calls for 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. I use strips, and I used a little less than a pound last time. Mackenzie's helping me cook dinner. She's having her broccoli. Hi, baby. I work on cutting the chicken. We cut it into pretty small bites last time. Okay, so now that this is cooked down and it has gotten really tender, I'm going to add in the garlic. So I have my heat on like medium high for our stove. We have an older stove. The temp on ours is a little different probably than a nicer newer stove is. While that's cooking down some more with the garlic, we're going to add in the seasonings. I already added a little bit of salt and pepper while the veggies were cooking, but okay, so 1 teaspoon of the parsley. It calls for half a teaspoon of the thyme, but I thought it was a little bit too much. I don't know that I really like the thyme seasoning, so I'm going to do a little less than a half a teaspoon this time. I'm filling it up about halfway. I don't want a whole lot of that. Some people might like that seasoning. I'm just not used to it. My husband and I didn't really care for that taste that much. And then I'm adding a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, which we have the pepper grinder, so I usually grind it up onto a paper plate and then pour it in. So 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and then it calls for half a teaspoon of salt. So we use the salt grinder, so I do the same thing with the salt. I'm going to use a little less salt because I already added some salt earlier, and I'm using not low sodium chicken broth, and they recommend using low sodium. All the seasonings are in there with the veggies. Next, we're going to add in the chicken breast that is cut up. Like I said, I use chicken strips, so I just have them finely chopped. I'm going to dump it in here. Next, we're going to pour in the chicken broth. It calls for 4 cups, which is 32 ounces. Like I said, they do recommend these low sodium chicken broth, but I'm using the regular, so I just added a little less salt. So the heat, and we're going to cover it and simmer it for about 12 to 15 minutes. So I'm going to wait till it gets a little bit of a boil, then I'm going to turn it down and cover it. All done. She's ready to get out of the high chair. She's done. So it took about 5 minutes for it to almost boil. Now that it's at a good simmer, I am going to put a lid on it and turn it down and set the timer for 15 minutes. So while the soup is still on simmer, I am going to cut up a little bit of baby spinach. It asks for about 1.5 cups. That's about 1.5 cups of the spinach roughly chopped. So I got that ready to go in. While the soup finishes up simmering, I'm going to whisk together heavy cream and cornstarch. Calls for 3/4 cup of heavy cream and 1 tablespoon of the cornstarch. We ended up adding a little more heavy cream at the end. I'm going to wait and see how it is with thickness and then decide. So the timer went off for the 15 minutes for simmering. Now I'm going to add in the gnocchi, so it's the whole package. And we're going to add in the cream and cornstarch mixture. That just gets stirred in really good. And I'm going to set the timer for 5 minutes, and it's going to just simmer and cook that gnocchi, which doesn't take very long. So the 5 minutes is up. The gnocchi, we tested it and it is done. And so you're going to add in that 1.5 cups of spinach. And then it also calls for 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. We added a little extra of this as well last time. So I'm going to add about 1/2 cup of the Parmesan cheese. Let me just stir that in. And then it is ready to be served. It's a pretty quick meal. The prep is what takes the longest. Like I said, I would try to have everything cut up before you start, like I did last time. That is it. That's our dinner. That is the chicken gnocchi soup. I will link the recipe to this down in the description. Hope you enjoyed watching.